Hey, what's up, everybody? Long time no video. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, come cheers to watching. If you more appreciate, thanks. Super Pat, Super Chat, PayPal, Patreon, Super Like, whatever the fuck it is. So I made that video while I was traveling recently. You know, I didn't play any video games, but sometimes I'm on the train and would watch videos. And I saw a match of Street Fighter 6, and I saw Ryu. He did his hop kick, right? And I was like, oh, I totally forgot he has his fucking hop kick in this game. And you know, sometimes when I do game theory videos, I like to focus on a specific move that is maybe designed badly or designed coolly. That's not a good word. Designed well, you know what I mean? So I always thought that, I made that video about Ryu's hop kick, but let's show some examples, right? Because Ryu's hop kick is a great example of a move that is kind of, it's just very incongruent for the game, and it shows off, the flaws of the game, right? Because if you think of Ryu, and just in general, he normally doesn't have a lot of pokes that hit you ducking, right? He's not that kind of character if we're thinking about Street Fighter from a traditional aspect, right? But the hop kick is sort of a move that can augment his style. He can sort of mix it up, right? And the move is designed to go over lows, and it's also a forward moving normal that goes over lows and it hits you ducking. Well, unfortunately, in Street Fighter 6, we already have so many normals that hit you ducking in the first place. So that sort of, let's say, specialness of the move is not special anymore. Does it actually, go over lows more so than other normals? If you watch, actually, it doesn't really appear to do that either. We have moves that move you forward. We already have moves that hit you ducking now, even though they don't touch you. So the move is kind of lost, right? And what I'm going to show is basically that where the move is most effective, so to speak, from a certain perspective, it's actually not really logically the best move you would do. Because where the move is most effective, the other guy probably wouldn't be attacking you at a lot of the time, right? So, I mean, if just we were to look at this right here, so, it can get a counter hit, you can combo off of it, whatever. But, there's a difference between the counter hit and then a punish counter, right? So say if I go over a move, well, fuck, I'm not going to be able to hit this big combo right here. Oh, a punish counter. But again, I want you to focus on, look how close I was to get this, punish counter combo, whatever, right? Blah, blah. That's good damage, right? That's pretty fucking cool, right? We also have this kind of cliche thing, but I want you to focus on where I'm doing this move. I'm basically doing a hop kick from half screen away. Where the move is, let's say, quotation marks, most effective, or functions perhaps most effectively, is at half screen. So you have to think, why would the opponent be trying to hit me from half screen? And of course, that's not to say that you never do normals, to check the opponent. You know what I mean? Certainly you do moves that, sometimes you do a move to let an opponent there. Sometimes you do a move that might just sort of whiff outside the opponent's hitbox or something like that. So if they were to stick out a normal, right, there is checking in Street Fighter, but this is almost to an obnoxious degree. So I did a hop kick half screen away, right? Because if you do hop kick closer and all these other things, you'll see it's actually not as effective, right? So let's see what I got here. I'm gonna try to hop kick. Well, boom. Well, what the fuck? So hop kick isn't actually off the ground really very fast. So okay, I got beat by the low. But you know what? If I were just to do a medium kick at the same time, well, the medium kick's going to win anyway. From a realistic distance that you might more so check with it, right? What if I, there you go, another medium kick. What if I were to even do a stand fierce? The stand fierce doesn't even fucking hit him. And it hits his low. So look at this range that I'm at. So this is a range that if you were to think about maybe Street Fighter logically, you'd be like, I would probably hop kick at this range. But if I actually hop kick at this range, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to lose to the low. And I already have a normal that is cancelable, so I can make myself safe. It can hit you even though you're ducking, even though it doesn't touch you. Did you see? It's kind of incongruent there, right? Let's look at this. There. So even if I'm at a farther range, it's not like I'm going to get hit if I'm checking with the stand medium kick, right? Again, a little bit closer, it can hit, right? Again, stand fierce. Why the fuck it hits? I don't know, because the game is designed fucking terribly with the hitboxes and hurtboxes. Stand fierce again, showing it off. Oh, hop kick. Oh, my hop kick lost. The hop kick, the move that is designed to go over lows. The move that is designed normally to be one of my only moves that can hit you ducking doesn't seem to be as effective as it should be in a game that is just pre-planned. And also, let's say even if we were to do... Let's say if we were checking at half screen away, basically, right? We already have things like Ryu's axe kick, which with the same sort of timing and feel. I know feel is kind of, ambiguous. I can already check with my axe kick from half screen away. And at least if I'm checking with my axe kick, I'm not, if I were to, so again, sometimes we do moves that might not hit the opponent unless they attack, of course. But if I do the hop kick from this range and the other guy doesn't attack, I'm right up in his face and he's going to hit me. If I'm just checking with an axe kick from half screen away, of course I could be punished, but he has to then move forward to hit me, right? And even this, you know what I mean? So look at this. You can actually, I don't remember if I show this right after this. Boom. You can get weird little combos off of this. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool, right? And do I need to show it again? That's kind of neat, right? Nice little fun link combo, whatever. Again, so say my hop kick can't even hit from that range. Hop kick won't hit from this range, but my axe kick can check you. And this is a more sort of close to the distance where the hop kick is actually more functioning properly, right? Isn't that weird? Because look at, well, it's not going to hit. Well, let's go back to where we are right there. Oh, well, fuck. I can just check. And of course, the reward for the hop kick hitting is larger. But again, the reward for when the hop kick, the reward is larger, is also at the distance that it does not go over lows effectively. Most often than not. More often than not, right? Look at that. See, he's like, what the fuck? So I'm at this range, again, where the, a hop kick might be more effective, but these other moves work better. And then you say, and just because I show, Ken, look at this. Ken can do this, blah, 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 but I'm using the stand roundhouse at a distance, and it's why I said, right when the game was coming out, all these fucking jabs hitting ducking people is going to be terrible. A character like Ken's stand fierce should not hit you ducking because it makes his stand roundhouse less pop or less effect or less, useful for what it is, because it's like, wow, the stand roundhouse now has to be used at a more range where it basically can't hit you unless the guy is doing something, right? And I already have stand fierce that can hit you ducking. And my stand fierce is now cancelable. I can do all this drive rush shit. It's like what I said. And is Ken's stand fierce not one of the most complained about normals in the game? The character should not have a normal that does that and hits you ducking. Because it's like, okay, but here's a more realistic range. Well, guess what? My stand fierce hits you ducking, even though it wouldn't hit you normally, right? Boom. It's not even hitting you. And just I think this is funny because Ken's hurricane kick works better than Ryu's hurricane kick. Ryu's already in the air and he's going to get hit. I'm in the air and I get hit. I just think that's funny. Ken's works better than that. Fuck me. This game is ridiculous. Terrible hurt boxes, hand boxes. But anyway, there's a visual explanation of the stuff I was talking about. Again, normally if you think about a traditional aspect of Street Fighter, characters like Shoto's, they should not have pokes, you know what I mean, that hit you ducking. Ken was an example of a character, they sort of augmenting the styles, you know what I mean, changing them up a bit. He had the stand roundhouse to be a more poking character while walking forward. Of course, you poke with, say a duck roundhouse to fireball. I know that, blah, blah, blah. But, traditionally, thinking about a more traditional aspect of Street Fighter 2. Ryu, you know what I mean? Once he got to a game like Street Fighter Alpha, he got a hop kick. Now he can play footsies a little bit different. He can check with the hop kick, and it hits you ducking. A Shoto having a normal that hits you ducking is kind of special for them because they traditionally do not have that. Just like I made a whole video about Ryu's axe kick being used as a checking move in Street Fighter Alpha and how the hitboxes and hurtboxes work specifically in the original Street Fighter Alpha. And I think that's one of the most, if it was done on purpose, which it could have been, and I made a whole video series on it because, again, sometimes there's moves that are very interesting in the grand spectrum of games, and I think that Ryu's axe kick, at least in the original Street Fighter Alpha, if you look at the hurt boxes and hitboxes, is actually extraordinary. But anyway, again, but you look at a game like Street Fighter 6 and you're like, this is not very congruent. It's incongruent. Fuck me. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support, channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.